Hi, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. Thanks for joining me today to see how to make another card using Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to use two different products that I think go really well together. There's a new stamp set. It's called Olive Branch, and it has great olive branches, and I love the sentiments. I did the So Sorry, so I did the So, and then the Sorry. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great to have an olive oil bottle that goes with it? So I'm using the Bottled Happiness as well. So these can stand alone, absolutely, but I just thought, I would put them together and make a card with them together. So the card stock I'm using, Old Olive for the olives, and then I have Very Vanilla. I haven't used Very Vanilla in such a long time. So let's get started with our stamping. It's a very easy card, but I think it's really pretty. So let me get a piece of scrap because I'm going to stamp that big olive branch, and I'm going to go off the paper. So again, I'm using Old Olive, and then I'm using Crumb Cake for the bottle. I was going to use a green bottle because I always think of olive oil is in a green bottle, but I thought that might be too much green, although I love green. This is a very big stamp. You can use your Stamparatus if you don't have a big one. I mean, it's actually hanging off, but it's okay. And when I have a big stamp like this, I like to ink it up this way, just to make sure I get it covered really well. So we'll just ink it up with our Old Olive. And then I'm going to start it kind of off. I want to try to get, a lot of the olives in. So we'll just ink it down or stamp it down. Isn't that pretty? I love this kind of look. This is one of my favorite, the greenery, the branches. And then we have this one. So we can fill in with the smaller one. So I'm going to just put a little bit here and then ink it up, and we'll have one come down here and right over here. Okay, so we have the base of our card started. And then we're going to use the Bottled with Happiness stamp, or Bottled Happiness. And this is two different stamps. One is kind of an outline, and then the bottle. So I'm going to use Crumb Cake, and I want to do the outline first. And it is pretty tall. So it's going to go right up there. You might have a hard time with the So Sorry. We'll have to see how that will work. Every card comes out a little bit different. So this one I'm going to stamp off first. And I'm so glad the photopolymer, because I can really line it up. And most times I like to use the darker color first so that I can line it up. So isn't that neat? And I love how it has the shadow or the light spot, so it looks like it's real glass. I think that's really pretty. And then we want to do the Sorry, the So Sorry. So I did the Sorry first to kind of line it up. I'm going to come all the way over here. Okay, and then I want to just clean this off. I have my chamois here just to make sure I get all the ink off, because I'm going to ink it again, but I only want the So. And you can actually see it. You can color it if you want with your marker, but I want to go right to here. So I have a piece of Post-it tape, and I'm going to go right over it like this. So I'm only going to get the So. So I want to ink it up, pull this off, throw it away, and now we want the So. And I'm trying to line up this S and this S. So we'll see how it comes out. Pretty good. It's into the leaf, but I'm okay with that. So let's put this away for now. See, it's a very simple card, and this is a smaller layer. This is 3 3/4 by 5, so it gives you a nice layer around it, which I think is really nice, a nice border around it. So now we want to do the inside. So the inside I have May Your Heart Begin to Heal, and I just have some of the smaller olive branches. And this is your normal 4 by 5 1/4. So let me get the sentiment first. And I love the sentiments in both of these. I think these are great. the peace, love, hope. Thank you for reaching out. It meant so much to me. I thought that was really nice, like an olive branch. May your heart begin to heal, that we're doing here. And then these will fit on this label. And I thought I would put olive oil and handwrite it, but I thought it didn't need that. So let me get the sentiment. I went to Israel a few years ago with a church group, and there were olive trees everywhere, and I thought it was so great. I loved the breakfast, the Mediterranean breakfast that you had. They always had cheeses and olives, and oh, it was wonderful. I had a wonderful time there. Okay, so I want to do this, and I don't want to do it in the crumb cake, but I love the olive trees, and I love olives, so my kind of thing. When I saw this, I thought, oh, I have to get this stamp set. So this one, I'm just going to kind of turn it and just get some of this across. Nothing spectacular, just kind of plain. And, you know, for a sympathy card, you really want something very simple. So for this, I wanted to pop it up because I really think it kind of makes it jump out at you. And I decided that I would use some of my foam adhesive sheets. So these you get 5 in a pack. I've already cut up 1, or 6 in a pack. Is there 6? This last one looks pretty thick. There we go. So you get 6 in a pack, and they're kind of the size of the dimensionals. A pack of dimensionals, a little bit bigger, but you can cut these any way you want. So what I decided to do was to just cut off kind of a strip. So we'll just cut off about this much, and I'll save this for another project. And you can put the whole thing down, but I kind of cut it into strips again. Let's see how big it will be. See, I cut it into 3 strips, but maybe I'll just put it down like this. Why not, right? So we'll just take this off. So I'm saying on this card, I cut it into 3 strips, and I'm not sure why I did that. So we'll just put this down, and it just gives it a nice solid layer. So we'll just take this off. The only thing you have to really be concerned with, and let me just use my bone folder, is once you put it down, it's down. So don't go crooked. I probably just jinxed myself here. So we want to see that it looks about even everywhere. Okay, that looks good. And let's put this on in the inside. So I have my stamp and seal, and then we'll put a bow and some gems on. Very simple, as I said, but I think it's beautiful, and I think it's perfect for a sympathy card. So we'll just put this right down here. And I forget about Very Vanilla. It's such a pretty color. So now I'm going to use my linen thread, and it's very curly, so I like to just run it through my fingers a couple of times just to kind of straighten it out a little bit. Take away some of that curl. You know how you curl it with scissors? Well, with your fingers you can straighten it. And we'll just tie a simple bow on it. You can do a couple of layers if you want, a couple of strands, I should say, if you wanted a thicker one. But I thought a nice, simple bow would be perfect for this. So let's get our ribbon scissors, and we'll just cut it. See how it looks. I'm gonna straighten it out a little bit. Okay, and I'll take a glue dot, and I might take your pick tool, just pull this right off, roll it around in my fingers a little bit, and then we'll just put it right on the back of the bow. And then we can put that right here. Okay, and then I decided that I would use some of these elegant faceted gems because I thought this was a pretty color for it. So let's just take some of these off and put them right on the card. And then we're done. Very simple. I think it's very elegant. And I think those two stamp sets really pair very nicely together. So these are the two cards. So sorry. May your heart begin to heal. And we use these two stamp sets. Olive branch, bottled with happiness, or bottled happiness. I keep saying that wrong. And this one actually has a punch that you can bundle together, and it punches this out. So it's pretty cool. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.